The thing about sumo is that it's so simple. The first time you see it, you can understand what's going on.
La sixième journée n'est pas revenue. Elle a attention dans le de passer à cette défaite et c'est de la cinquième journée.
And yet, when you really start learning about it, there's so much extra.
In 2017, this sweet old lady from England received the Order of the Rising Sun, which is the highest award that someone not involved in politics can receive from the Japanese government, and she received it for her contributions to the sport of sumo wrestling. Doreen Simmons, for over 2 decades, was a commentator of professional sumo matches, and she played a role in bringing the sport to an English-speaking audience. But how did she go from Nottingham, England, to Ryogoku, Japan? In college, she studied to be a teacher of ancient languages, and she was passionate about this work. From a young age, she had vigorously studied Latin at school and taught herself various forms of ancient Greek. Her curiosity led her to spend much of the 1960s teaching at a British Army school in Singapore. After many years of this, she returned to England, and then finally she moved to Japan in 1973 with the intent of working as an English teacher. She taught English classes in the afternoons and evenings, so in the mornings she was always looking for something to do. Doreen saw her first live sumo match in 1974 and began going to sumo tournaments all over Japan. Her tendency to see the matches in the mornings instead of the more popular choice of evenings allowed her to get closer to the younger sumo wrestlers who helped her learn how the sport worked. She always maintained that going to sumo matches in the morning was the best way to develop an understanding of the sport and emphasized the importance of having favorite wrestlers. After nearly a decade of watching and developing a passion for the sport, she began writing for sumo magazines and became something of an expert on the topic. In 1992, she was hired by NHK as an English-language commentator for professional sumo matches, where she would supplement other existing commentators. She would quickly discover that her fellow commentators, who were much more accustomed to calling baseball matches, had only a surface-level understanding of sumo, and she quickly became a favorite for her technical insight. Doreen spent 25 years commentating sumo, and had hoped to write the definitive English-language book on the topic, but unfortunately she passed away in 2018 at the age of 85. While she became a legend in sumo, she did many other things as well. She worked for the Japanese House of Representatives, sang in the British Embassy Choir, and even acted in plays for one of Japan's oldest English-speaking theater companies. Her life was defined by curiosity, an example we can all hope to follow.